Macmillan Audio presents The Unwilling by John Hart. Narrated for you by Kevin Stillwell.
For Tommy Dobson, an admirable man.
We, the unwilling, led by the unqualified to kill the unfortunate, die for the ungrateful. Unknown Soldier.
1. Daniel Reed knew many things about ex-cops, and one of those things was that not all the cop died when a man quit, or took early medical, or got fired for smoking weed. 4 years of pushing a bus station mop, and he still felt that burn beneath his collar. The prickle of skin that drew his eyes up from the slop bucket and busted tile. He considered the young people first. They sprawled on a bench, drunk and loud, but that wasn't the problem. The families and the hippies came next. Then the old men and the pregnant women and the soldiers in uniform. Beyond the glass, the 215 from Raleigh idled in the bay as a dozen people waited for suitcases. Old Mac, sweating in the heat as he hauled them out and lined them up. Daniel had known 1,000 days like it. Small city south in a country tired of war. Inevitably, his eyes found the pretty girl in the yellow dress. She was 18, maybe, with a shabby suitcase and leather shoes starting to split. He'd watched her on and off for an hour. The small walks from one wall to the next. Little turns. The tilted head. At the moment, she stood unmoving, lips slightly parted. Following her gaze, Daniel spotted the young man in a dim recess leading to the bay. Angular and lean, he stopped 5 feet from the double doors and stood long enough to study the people in the room. Daniel's first thought was Vietnam, and not long from the war. Something about the way he stood. The awareness. When he stepped into the light, Daniel got a better look at the Zeppelin t-shirt, the cheekbones, the belt made of black leather, turquoise, and tarnished silver. Faded jeans brushed the tops of old boots. And when he walked past, he smelled like diesel and whiskey and tobacco. "Detective?" he said. But Daniel looked away, ashamed that he was old and stoned and not a cop anymore. He waited until a swinging door flashed sunlight into the room, then asked the ticketing agent if he could please use the phone. She handed it over, and he dialed the station from long memory, requesting a detective by name. "Just a moment, please." Silence rolled onto the line, and Daniel watched the young man cross against traffic, breaking into a jog as he hit the final lane and a truck blew past. In the bright sunlight, he was a blade of a man. The waist, the shoulders, the angle of his jaw. He looked back once and slipped dark glasses across his eyes. Shit, the old cop thought. Just shit. Detective French took the call at a phone on his partner's desk. "French," he said, and listened. "That seems unlikely." He listened some more, then thanked the caller and hung up. "Everything okay?" French glanced at the familiar lines of his partner's face. He and Ken Burklow went back 20 years, and had few secrets between them. One was about to come out. Jason's back in town. That was Reed at the bus station. Reed's a burnout. Not so burned out he wouldn't know my oldest son. Burklow leaned back in his chair, hard-faced and unhappy. I thought Jason was still in prison. Halfway house.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?